is everyone doing? Good to see you all. Oh, I'm loving this. Guys, how efficient are you lot? All in the chat. Nice and ready to go. Great. Love it. What's going on? What am I missing? Craig, second night in a row, man. Well done. What else we got going on? Let's have a look. Imi, sorry, mate. Almost. Michael, how you doing? Casper, mate, how you doing? Me and Amy were watching your vlog today, and Amy pointed out that you've got a really nice, easily listening voice, and then she said, Casper, the friendly voice. Like that. It was funnier. It was definitely a lot funnier. She said it was really nice and warm and friendly. So there you go. What else is going on here? Better day today. Thanks, Michael. Hope you guys are good too. I love how everyone like just chats now and knows everyone. It's wicked. So how you doing, Michael? All the Michaels are in. Steve, how you doing? Amy. Amy's in the house currently tie-dyeing all the merch for the orders, ready to go out. It's like a little sweatshop. It's great. I'm in here working, and she's free labour. And it's one of those, isn't it? I'm just not good at that sort of stuff. She's really creative and really good at that sort of stuff, so it's fine. Oh, she's already commented saying it's a sweatshop. Great. Looks like a fun show today. Yeah, of course it is. Matt Baxter's in the house. It's going to be well good. Evening, Matt. Hello, Steve. Michael. Of course you are, mate. You never weren't forgiven. Hey, Dad. Yes. Loving this. Mildly guilting you into commenting on my stream. So Matt was in the green room, backstage, whatever you want to call it, I don't know. And we were literally just about to go live, and he took a swig of his drink, and I went, "You've got a beer? I want a beer." So I ran off and got a beer, and I was literally like, "I'm alive!" I've got another confession to make. I'm your fool, and everyone's got the chains to break, holding you. Were you born to resist, to be abused? Is someone getting the best, the best, the best, the best of you? Someone getting the best, the best, the best, the best of you. Are you gonna run to someone new? I needed somewhere to hang my head without your news. You gave me something I didn't have, had no use. I was too weak to give in, too strong to lose. My heart is under arrest again, but I'll break loose. My head is giving me life or death, but I can't choose. I swear I'll never give in, I refuse. Is someone getting the best, the best, the best, the best of you? Is someone getting the best, the best, the best, the best of you. Someone taking your faith, it's real. The pain you feel, you trust, you must confess. There's someone getting the best, the best, the best, the best of you. Someone taking your faith, it's real. The pain you feel, this life, this love. You die to heal the hope that starts your broken hearts. You trust, you must confess. Someone getting the best, the best, the best, the best of you. There's someone getting the best, the best, the best, the best of you. I've got another confession. I'm no fool. I'm getting tired of starting again. I refuse. Someone getting the best, the best, the best, the best of you. Someone getting the best, the best, the best, the best of you. I really enjoyed playing that. Thanks, guys. Quality sound. Yes, finally, we're on to a good sound. I'm assuming the picture's good because I haven't had anyone saying that looked like something off Minecraft or whatever it is. That's great. I'm just throwing my plectrum across the room in excitement about the quality of this stream tonight. Should be going. Wow, Matt, that's what a song and such a beautiful voice. Thank you very much, Michael. Cheers. This is sounding really nice, Matt. Thank you. Hey, Tom Lumley's in the house. Yes. If anyone watched the Tom Lumley live stream that we did not so long ago, they're still putting out their live sessions as the full band. You should definitely click on the link and check them out later on and just pre-save some of their videos because they're really good. Right. Anyways, I think Matt's waited patiently enough. I'm going to bring him on and let's see what tonight brings. Here we go.
Oh, hello.
Oh, hello. Nice. I don't know what that intro was. It was like a and a explosion. I'm not sure.
No one's given me a trumpet fanfare before. That's
No.
first to me.
Well, there you go.
Let's put this beer down now, eh?
No. We're having a party. It's party time. Friday night, isn't it? Is it? It's Friday.
I think it is. I mean, do days even matter anymore?
Oh, man. They do matter. Kind of.
I don't know what's going on anymore, Matt.
It is a non-alcoholic beer, Tom. You can still have fun and not drink alcohol.
I'm on to a local Saltaire beer. Have you tried those?
I haven't, to be fair.
From down the road in Bradford. This one's a citrus pale ale. Recommend it.
I'm pretty sure you plugged another beer last time as well.
Did I really?
I think so.
Oh, God, I don't remember
Literally, we could probably crop a load of bits of footage and it'd be just you like advertising local beers. I'm pretty sure you did.
I've got to tell you, mate, if I could get some kind of promotion or sponsorship from someone that makes nice beer, I'd be very happy.
Yeah, that would be good, wouldn't it?
That'd be the dream.
Yeah, man.
Screw all the people that make musical equipment and stuff like that.
Yeah.
I just want a beer.
Just want a beer endorsement. Don't need just guitar strings. Don't need pedals. Don't need amps. Just want a load of beer. Yeah. I'm down with that. So how are you doing?
I'm feeling like I could burp at any moment now.
That's all right.
So that last
We're all
week
friends
was a bit
here,
rushed.
anyways. It's all good, isn't it?
But other than that, doing okay. It's been a weird week, but
It has been a weird week.
Still here.
Yeah. It's been a strange one, but at the moment we're kind of, I don't know, as if it wasn't bad enough that there's a pandemic going on, you know.
I know. That's
but
it.
Anyways, overall though, in yourself, you're keeping busy and you're doing much during lockdown since I last spoke to you. And by the way, how crazy is it that it seems literally like 2 seconds ago that we did a live stream together?
Yeah.
I remember
just after I
messaging
got
you
back,
and saying,
wasn't it?
yeah. I messaged you. I sent you over the poster, and you were like, "Oh my god, that's come round quick." It's
Yeah.
literally
Time
flown.
flies when you're doing absolutely nothing. That's the phrase,
Yeah.
right? Yeah. Yeah. No, I've not done anything since I last saw you. What have I been doing? Trying to just sort out bits of equipment and things like that, buying and selling a few bits. But, you know, with the pandemic and stuff, you never know when stuff's going to arrive or whether it's going to be the thing you ordered. I was trying to buy a gift from my little niece the other day. It was her 3rd birthday. I wanted this little outfit where it looks like she's riding on the back of a dinosaur. She likes running around and roaring at people at the moment, so I thought she'll love that. Instead, what turned up was an adult-size World War II general uniform. Oh my God. And apparently, I don't know whether to wait until she gets into that.
Yeah, I just give her it. If she says she don't like it, then you just be like, you can't.
It's going to be a struggle to get that one to fit.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's all the news from me.
Right, I'll see you next time. Thanks very much for joining me tonight. Are you playing much at home? Have you done any other streams since?
No, I have not been in the mood at all.
No,
I'm going. I thought best thing to do when you're not in the mood is maybe actually just take a break. Don't force it.
Yeah.
This could be the start of my comeback back into music. This will be the first time I've properly played for a while.
Ooh.
So yeah.
Well, I know for sure that there are people that want to hear you play. So I think if you find the need to do it, and you know you kind of want to put yourself out there and do it, then I know there is an audience ready to.
Yeah, I guess the part of it is feeling out of touch with your audience, and if you're not writing music to show people or learning new songs or playing for people, it starts to feel a bit pointless sat in your own playing.
Yeah.
But, you know, let's not go down that dark, depressing hole I've just uncovered.
No, yeah, okay. I just think I think it's so weird doing this still, and I'm nearly 70 episodes into this, and it's still strange now. Like it doesn't. I don't think I absolutely thoroughly enjoy doing it. Don't get me wrong, but there is still that element of disconnect from the audience. As much as the people in the comments are incredible and chime in and have their input and they're just ace.
It's hard to
But it's not the same as seeing people in front of you and then having like a bit of an audience singing along, clapping along.
Can't look at these people. They could be bots, Russian bots for all I know.
I paid good money for my Russian bots.
I should hope so.
Yeah. Right. I think. Can we get a tune from you right away? Because if you haven't played for a while, I think you're itching. It would no doubt you'd be itching to play.
And you know what? Just to make it hard for myself, I've picked a song that I've not played in ages as well.
Oh, that's good.
This was a song I wrote back when I was in music college. How old would I have been? That's a long time ago. Don't even want to think about that. No.
At least.
So that will explain if it comes out with a little bit of extra teenage angst compared to my more recent stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's
That'd
in a
be
weird
why.
tuning as well.
Oh, what tuning's in?
It's in open G minor tuning if you want to dance along at home.
Cool.
Yeah, I don't know. I was just messing around with weird tunings at the time, so it sounds like that.
Ooh.
That's your starting point.
Good starting point. Right, I'll make you full screen and hand you over to the audience.
Okay, let's hope I don't screw up the words. It has been a while.
You'll be fine. I believe in you, mate. Take it away.
We have been shown the way
But we break up our conscience and sell for a price they won't pay. We belong to a master we made it when we followed our feet all along. Our road is close to the edge but stopped short of asking the questions that mattered at all. I lost faith in myself and the questions I forced. So I'll make it lean if I can make it fall. No one's brought a light, so we make up directions to a safe house we can't find by side. There's no time to gather our thoughts, 'cause we burn them and leave them behind. Our road is close to the edge but stopped short of asking the questions that mattered at all. Lost faith in myself and the questions I forced. So I'll make it lean if I can't make it fall. No one sees anymore. No one cares about making a fool out of me. It's a gift we shared, and it's all lost. It's all lost. It's all lost. It's all lost. It's lost. Yeah, that's how the song ends.
I was going to say that's quite an abrupt ending. I was too busy
I know.
trying to get the comments up on screen for you, and then you stopped, and my mic was all the way over here. And I was like, nice,
Yeah,
mate. That was well
it's an
good.
abrupt end.
Amazing. I mean, my only concern is everyone's complimenting me right now, just saying, "Awesome, Matt. Sounding great, Matt. Your voice, Matt, is just got such good tone." I mean, it shows about you as well. Sorry, mate.
Do you have this problem? Do you get a lot of other Matts on?
No, I think
you
you're
should
the first.
just do a full series of Matts. I think
yeah,
there's a lot
all
of
the
good
Matts
ones.
in the world.
Yeah. Well,
Yeah.
Thanks.
No, you're getting a lot of love, mate. And I've always said it as well. Like, your vocals are always on point, mate. Like, you've got a great. Someone said in the comments, it was Tom actually who said it in the comments. Tom Lumley. He said you've got a great tone to your vocal. Like, when you came into the studio to record those sessions, it's just so easy to record as well, and so like you just everything from the delivery of the song to your, like I say, the vocal tone and everything. It just all works. It really works.
I don't know what to say anymore. I don't know.
Well, the compliments are coming through thick and fast on the chat, so you expect a lot more of that, especially with the next couple of songs. Wicked, mate.
Yeah,
love it.
That was an old one. It's nice digging up an oldie, isn't it? Occasionally.
How old would you say that is then? Come on.
I reckon I wrote that.
It sounds really mature and like still like really. I mean, my old songs when I play them back, I'm like.
Yeah,
you know.
That's going to be over 10 years old, that song.
Really?
Yeah,
it's good.
Easily. More than that.
I think if I dug up a 10-year-old song, it'd be like really bad.
Yeah, I don't know what was going through my head at the time. I don't know what it's about or anything.
Really?
No, yeah. It's
can you not
really
even like, you know, so do you, when you sing it, or even like if you were to listen back to it, can you not, because you know how like people, the audience, when they listen to other people's songs, they can kind of interpret it into their own, what makes them feel the way that they, you know, the lyrics kind of take them into a different journey sort of thing. Do you now listen to it as a bit more of an audience and kind of let it
I
take you
guess
somewhere
so.
else?
I mean, I roughly remember at the time I was really frustrated that I couldn't write any songs. And so I think the lyrics in that song are kind of vaguely about being frustrated with myself and written in a way so that I tried to hide what it was actually about.
Right.
And so, being a bit younger at the time, and I think it was a comfortable thing to write a song that was kind of about anger and frustration and then just leaving it open at that,
Yeah.
I think that's probably
That's
what I was
kind
going about.
It's kind of nice to be playing that again, though. About like to a certain degree, you were saying how music's a little stifled and stuff at the moment. To dig that back up and for to especially since it's quite a powerful song, that even like rhythmically and do
Sounds
you know
a
what
bit
I mean?
dramatic, doesn't it?
Yeah, it's good. It's wicked.
Thanks. Thank you very much.
Yeah, man. So we've had a few questions in.
Mm-hmm.
So let's have a look. I had a few on Instagram as well, which was nice. Let me just see what we got going on here, mate. I can't remember if you answered this question last time, and if you did, I apologise. How did you get into music, and any advice? Would you give any advice to any musicians trying to make it? I think.
How did it get into music?
Yeah.
I mean, that's a weird one. I guess everybody just goes through that. I was about 15, suddenly got obsessed with guitar bands and stuff like that. That's about it, really. I'd always been sort of into music, and then I always think there's something about when you're a teenager and you get obsessed with stuff a bit more easily. Does that make sense? I mean, I'm a pretty obsessive person these days, actually, but I think there's something really sort of you can be really sort of bloody minded about stuff when you're a teenager. Like, if you've got a favorite band, then you'll buy everything they've ever done and every B-side and every demo. And if you've got a new hobby, it'll, take up your whole life. And I just think it's a good time to get into music when you're younger. Though I wouldn't put off.
I was going to say, do you feel that way now? Like, I don't think I consume music the same way I did when I was younger.
No, I sometimes wonder. Occasionally, I have little. Do you get that kind of thing where the clouds open and suddenly you're hit by this beam of sunlight that's just some new song that like moves you or really affects how you feel, and you go, "Oh my God, this is it." But I feel like when I was younger, that happened more often.
Yeah.
And now my attention is just diverted by too many things, maybe.
Yeah, I definitely, there are the occasional song that really catches my ear and I'm like, oh, that's really good. But I don't think I'd still consume it as much as I would have done. Like you say, you go out and you buy the merch and you buy the T-shirts and you buy the albums and the records and tapes and whatever else, any other format that comes in. I don't think I'd do that as much these days. I wonder why.
No, I
suppose
don't know.
because everything's digital. I don't know.
The thing I find in the digital age is that I'm distracted a lot more. It's so easy to be faffing around with 5 different things at once. I've got my phone and my laptop and whatever else is going on.
Yeah.
And back then, I think I used to just sit in my room and put on some music, maybe read a book or just sit there and listen, I guess.
Yeah.
Seems weird now.
Yeah. I remember I'd used to open this. I can imagine people like older people are probably going, you haven't experienced that to the full height of what you're on about. Like, I remember opening up and getting CDs and reading all the insert notes and everything like that, and trying to work out who did what, and I used to
sit with
all the lyrics and stuff like that. Yeah.
Did you ever do that? You'd get a new album, I'd put the CD on and I'd sit there and I'd read the lyrics I was listening through to a full album.
Yeah. Especially because I definitely had to do it because I was listening to a lot heavier music then as well, and I couldn't understand what they were saying anyways. So I'd be like, okay, yeah.
But
Screaming,
these days
bloody
they're
murder,
holding these listening parties where there's certain bars out there. It's mainly in London, I think, but there's other places that do it as well, where they'll kit a bar out with a really high level sound system, not a sound system as such, like a stereo, like a big, awesome stereo. and they'll have these listening parties where you come down, you get a drink, you sit at a table, and everybody sits in silence and listens to an album from start to finish. And
cool.
I think that must be just a great kind of communal experience. And
Yeah.
um,
Imagine you really hated the album.
I think you'd still find something interesting in it. And
Yeah,
under those
I bet you would.
Under that sort of circumstance, you'd probably give it everything, wouldn't it? Because you sat in a room full of other people doing the same thing. And yeah, I'd like to try that one day.
Yeah, I'd definitely be up for that. That sounds like I don't think I've heard like that on a more of a like a reviewing kind of level. You know, like they put together like reviewers and radio pluggers and all that sort of stuff and put them in a room and they go, right, here's the album, first listen.
They've been doing it over lockdown, actually. There's I can't remember who it was. I read an article, an interview with someone from a band, and they were doing it over Twitter. And so they would start the album and they would, give time stamps as they live tweeted an album. And
right.
As the album was running, people were listening. They could say, "Oh, I remember recording this one," and discuss the recording and stuff like that. I thought that was a cool idea as well.
That is cool.
You could just sit listening to the songs and reading the composers and musicians talk about it as it went. I think that'd be pretty cool.
That is pretty cool, yeah. Interesting. I mean,
that's another
technology
thing you can do in the future, eh?
Yeah. Well, the sky is the limit in lockdown these days. Yeah. Anyway, we digressed a little there. So, the second part of the question was any advice, I think.
Oh, yeah. Any advice on getting into music? Oof, not really. Just do it, I guess. I think the people that are the most successful and get the most done are the people that just get stuff done. I've worked with some other musicians and writers and singers in the past, and the inspiring ones are not just the great musicians. They're the people that just make things happen. The people that put the band together, that book the gigs, that organize the stuff, and they make things happen. And everybody just sort of grabs onto their coattails and goes for the ride because those people, the determination and stuff. Yeah. That's what's necessary, I think.
Yeah, absolutely. I think you can write a great song and it lead to nowhere. And it can go. I don't mean that like totally negatively, but it's, if you don't put it out there and don't strive for more than just the song itself, then that's all it'll ever be, just a song in your bedroom.
Yeah. And I think it's a real shame that I think there should be more focus on the individual songs. I sometimes think about, these, there's people out there, songwriters that might in their lifetime only write a couple of good songs, but no one will hear about them. And yet there's, musicians that get picked by the record industry to sing songs and people hand them songs. And, I just think there's songs going missing out there. You must have friends that, have never really seen any success in the music industry, and yet one of their songs might be a standout, just great tune, and you think, God, more people should hear that one song.
Yeah.
It's weird.
It's funny, well, because these days as well, like kind of what you're saying there is the music that we hear on a more commercial level is probably only from a handful of writers, despite it being from multiple artists. You're talking the collaboration on a commercial level. The pool doesn't sort of
that's why things can sound a bit samey occasionally. I feel
definitely.
like sometimes you're listening to modern pop music and everything starts sounding samey, and then someone will come out of nowhere with a new sound.
Yeah,
and everyone will go,
then everyone will sound like that,
and then everybody will copy them. Yeah, exactly, and that happens straight after. But
yeah, definitely. Good answers, mate. Love it. Okay, we've had another few questions. I'll just jump into the first one. Let's see. What would be your dream gig to play?
Oh, I don't know. I always think the dream gig is not so much where or whatever. It's like the dream gig is, for me, is a big room full of lots of people listening intently. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Brings out the extra sort of, I don't know, I play better under those circumstances.
Yeah.
You feel like every little note and movement is under scrutiny, and it brings out the best in me.
So you would far rather a low energy listening room over a high energy, still listening but more interaction?
Yeah, I guess so. I'm sure it's different if you've got, a whole crowd of people all jumping down, up and
Yeah.
down for you. I mean, I have been there and played for bands when that's been happening as well. But I think there's something terrifying about a silent room of people listening really intently.
Yeah.
And that terror is kind of awesome as well. Do you know what I
Yeah.
mean?
Yeah, I do know what you mean. I think I'm the opposite. I prefer it when a room's high energy,
Yeah.
in the palm of my hand, jumping up and down, losing the marbles, singing every word. But I have played a number of those shows where it's needed and necessary for it to be a sit-down listening audience, and it's
Mm.
been an absolute incredible night. Um,
The thing with the jumping up and down gigs, the crazy ones, is there is a point where you're not as important sometimes. You know, you know when you see, I don't know, Robbie Williams playing a gig and all the audience are singing the words back at him and they're all enjoying the gig, you sort of think, well, he's not really necessary for that situation. Does that make sense?
Yeah, it does make a lot of sense.
I mean, I know there's feeding back and forth, and I'm being very
No, I know exactly
general
what you're
about
saying.
it. But then the situation where if you've ever seen Damien Rice in concert or something like that, and he's got a almost stadium-sized room of people, and he'll step away from the microphone and just shout into the audience, playing his guitar, singing as loud as he
That's
can without
bonkers.
any amplification, and everybody's just hanging off every word. I mean, that's a really
That is
intense
something else.
experience, you know.
Yeah.
I love that.
No, I do. I totally get why you would want that. I think it just plays on my insecurities more so for that one. Like if
It's
I
scarier, yeah.
because it's totally more scary. Like if I was playing, because I mean I'm not the best guitarist at the best of times. Never mind, like at least when I'm jumping up and down and I've got the crowd throwing themselves about, I can be like, it's because I'm high energy. I played that wrong chord because I'm high energy.
I do find that fun though, just really letting go and joining the audience in that.
Yeah.
But yeah, there's something. The intensity of those quiet gigs is, like I said, it's like a fear thing. It's like doing something really scary and seems, really satisfying for it.
Yeah. The two gigs that spring to mind for me, I'll ask you if you've got any that you've sort of experienced that are that are up there for you. Two gigs that spring to mind for me is we did City of Lights Trinity sessions. Like we stripped back the whole set and we did it at the Trinity Church in Leeds, and it was incredible. Like
Was
it
that
was
part of the Live at Leeds festival or something like that? Or
no, we just put the show on ourselves, but they do shows there, or rather they did.
I remember seeing something like that in that same
Yeah.
Trinity Church once, and it was just a guy on acoustic guitar. Actually, yeah, I've seen that a couple of times, and it's a great space, isn't it? It's really good.
It's insane. Yeah, absolutely insane. And we were never tailored to really technically suit that venue, so we just took the songs, took them back to the bare bone, and like played each song in a slightly different way, but we still played full band and like stripped back kit, and it was just really interesting and still really nice and like really intimate, but we still had elements of like the crowd joining in and stuff like that. And the other one is, I don't know if you've ever played, I bet you will have, the Bedford in Balham in London.
I'm sure I have. I know the name, but I can't visualize the interior.
Tony Moore puts on a lot of nights there. Vin's Night In, he used to do a lot of stuff there. I think he still does to a certain degree, but obviously with lockdown it's slightly different. But that is the most like intense listening audience ever, and we would go, and my brothers were like perfect for it, especially back then. They were playing like upright bass and like slow ballady kind of songs, and we were kind of teetering on the edge of kind of getting a bit heavier, but almost ripping off my brother's sound. And I collapsed every time I played there, and like it just did not bode well for me at all. Like I was a bag of nerves, and then to make things worse as well, it was live streamed as well to the world.
Yeah.
So
wow, that does sound scary. Yeah.
Terrifying.
But then again, that scariest gig I did was the playing with the band Scars and 45 on the Tonight Show with Jay Leno. And the thing with that is you don't get like a run up to it. You don't get to do a couple of songs. It's just they go, ladies
Full
and gentlemen, blah, 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 and the curtain goes up and you play your one song and that's it. And you play it and there's no reruns at it. And then it gets sent out to millions of people. And I remember my hands just sweating
Slipping off the
I
guitar.
had a really simple part, and it was just a little awkward under my fingers, and we're just thinking,
Just
you'll
holding
be
the
able to
guitar.
hear so clearly if I fluff these notes,
Oh,
and
man.
yeah, that was scary.
It's making me nervous just thinking about that. Oh my God.
Because any other gig, you get through the first song if it's a scary gig, and then
Yeah,
you're like,
yeah.
all right, we're rolling now, and then you settle in for the gig.
Yeah.
Not when you're doing live TV.
I've yet to experience that, to be fair, but that sounds like something else. Like that one song, because it usually takes me about 3 songs to get into the swinger stuff,
Yeah, I mean, I'm glad I was just playing electric guitar for that situation, because you imagine yourself stepping up to the mic and going, just
I've heard people do that
squeezing here.
before. on like even bigger big bands that I look up to, have been on those shows, and that I've listened to growing up, and they've gone on and done all that stuff, and
Yeah, just if it gets into your head, it's going to be really hard.
yeah,
Like I said, at a normal gig, you could be nervous for the first song, but you get into it,
yeah, cool. We've had a question here saying, if you ruled the world, would you ban X Factor?
That's a difficult question. Would I ban X Factor? Because it's one of those shows, isn't it, where I think it's like really entertaining. I think it's reality TV at its finest, and you're rooting for these people who are going through stuff in front of your eyes, and they're going through the most terrifying gigs of their lives right in front of you. And then on the other hand, I think it does no good for the music industry whatsoever, and I think it's a detriment to the music industry in our country. So I don't know. I'm glad it's not up to me. I'm glad I'm not the ruler of the world and have to make that decision.
One day. I don't know. I think just let it be. If it entertains people enough, then so be it. I think people take it for what it is at face value, and hence why it only has a certain lifespan. There are a couple of instances where people go off and lose the name, the stature of X Factor or Britain's Got Talent or whatever it might be, and become a household name in their own right. But
it must be horrible to be on those shows, I think, just because if you win, then I don't know what that's like at all. I can't imagine. It must be difficult and brilliant and everything all at once. But if you don't win, if you get through some stages and you start seeing it there on the horizon, the fact that you might win something like this and you don't, it must be like thinking you've got a winning lottery ticket that doesn't, and then you don't. I've heard of, I've had friends that have gone on The Voice and stuff like that. There was a musician many years ago in Leeds that was on one of the first seasons of The Voice, and I think he really struggled. He got through to the second round and, kind of went off the rails after that because a lot of promises were made to him. On The Voice especially, they used to say to people, it doesn't, we're looking for a higher class of singer than X Factor. It's more about the quality, and even if you don't get through, there's agency people there to support you and blah, blah, blah. And they're making promises they can't keep.
Yeah. I imagine that if you were to win something like X Factor or The Voice, I imagine it kind of been a much larger scale of turning up and playing one song on Jay Leno. The adrenaline, it's propelling you into the unknown. So like you were saying about when you've got that one song and you're like a bag of nerves or whatever, and
if we
imagine going from, no disrespect to anybody, a nobody one night, and then the next night you are playing in front of hundreds of thousands of millions of people.
Yeah,
it'd be terrifying. There's no run up to it.
But also, I'm thinking, I explained how scary it was on Jay Leno, but when you do those things, if you don't play that great and you hit a duff note, you carry on. But when it's a competition, and that's another thing I'm not comfortable about with the show, when you're in a competition and you're trying to hit everything right, so much about singing is being relaxed in yourself, and under those circumstances, I know I couldn't perform at my best. It must be horrible. But why is it a competition? Why make music a competition? I know, well, because it's great television
and money.
But it's weird, isn't it? Do you think it's a bit weird? Like like me and you would go head to head and try and defeat each other with our singing or music. That's a weird thing to do in art, isn't it?
Yeah.
I'm getting onto a right rant about this now. Maybe we
No,
should move
you're
on.
right though, and I'm trying to think who would win. I'm actually really annoyed because I'm going to lose, which is really
No, do you know what I
frustrating.
mean? You wouldn't compete.
And it's not even a real competition, and I've already disheartened myself.
You wouldn't compete. It'd be weird. It's like you wouldn't have two painters go head to head and
No.
one's better than the other. Or you wouldn't go, oh, Bob Dylan versus Bruce Springsteen this
Yeah.
weekend on musical takedown. And you wouldn't put them head to head because
Man, I think you've got a show there.
I'm trying to say
Musical
one artist is never better than another, are they?
No,
you
you're
know?
right, yeah.
Unless
Especially
they're
since
doing the
it's an
exact same
opinion at the
thing.
end of the day, isn't it?
Yeah.
Well, okay, well, we've established that you don't like X Factor.
Yeah, there we go.
Well, me
Sorry
neither.
about
I
that,
don't
just-
watch it, to be fair. But each to their own. Would you have... what have you benefited from or grown from in lockdown, if anything?
I'm not sure if I've made the best use of my lockdown, to be honest. Patience.
I think
that's
it can be
about
the smallest of things as well. It doesn't have to be anything massive, does it?
Well, I
at the
think
end
some
of the-
people really thrive under this kind of circumstance. I think some musicians that we both know are writing loads of songs and finally having the time to dedicate to what they're doing,
Yeah.
whereas other people need to be moving through the world when stuff's cropping up into their head, and then they sit down and it comes out as a song. Whereas if you just lock them at home for weeks on end, they're not going to produce anything.
Yeah,
You know, it depends how your mind works, I guess.
absolutely. Yeah. I think if you're getting through this time now, I think that's a win in itself. You know, it's pretty pretty dodgy times.
Yeah.
Anyways, we had a question because we were talking about the man. We have just spoke. I've just realised how much we've been talking. We've got 2 more songs to have from you, but oh my god, I could literally. I've just looked at the time. I was like, we've been on for nearly 45 minutes. Anyways, let's just do this quick question and then we'll
Okay.
have a couple of songs from
I'll
you.
try and answer it concisely.
It's because the last song you mentioned you wrote when you were at college studying, or it says, what did you study at music college and what were your majors?
So I studied music production at college, mainly just because I'd never met a working musician before and we didn't know if that was a thing that was viable. And so, you know, my parents were horrified at the idea of me just throwing away my further education to maybe just be a musician. And, you know, no, you know, that's fine. But we didn't know what was out there. So we thought, what's something that might lead into work? And so I looked at production for live sound engineering and television and,
Yeah.
you know, studio stuff. And to be honest, I didn't go into those areas, but it's been incredibly helpful. If you're a musician and you can tell sound engineers what you want, that really helps. You got the language to do that. If you know how to fix sound issues and stuff, if you're in situations where you have to get your own sound, if you want to record things at home and you know how to do that, it's been really helpful. So yeah, but who knows what would have happened if I actually just studied to be an actual musician instead. Don't know.
Who knows?
Yeah.
Right, I think we need a song from you, mate,
Okay.
because we have 15 minutes. I mean, we can run over. It's fine. I've thoroughly enjoyed talking to you tonight, but it's flown by. Like
Well,
we've just spoke for 45 minutes, basically.
I've not talked to anybody in ages. This is what I needed. I've just thought of a song that I'd forgotten existed. I don't
Cool.
know if I should play it though.
Yeah, you should.
I
Now
think
you've
I
said that
probably
you
wrote
can't
it
not
around the
play it.
same time.
Huh? Oh, did you?
It was another one that was in a weird tuning. Though this was just in a normal open G tuning. It's risky. Why am I getting the urge to take these risks right now? I'm going to do it though.
It's feeling comfortable and
Yeah.
confident.
I learned
Strong,
this
independent.
tuning to do slide guitar stuff. But then ended up writing this song without a slide. So that's what you're going to get.
Cool. I'm looking forward to it. Sweet. Take it away.
I want something to die for, so I have a reason to live. If you prove it's inside of me, give me a knife so I can dig. We don't have time to cry, oh, getting enraged by the things that they did. If you can't stand disappointment like me, then lie to yourself. If it hurts you, look away. If it hurts you, look away. I want something to die for, so I have a reason to live. If you can prove it's inside of me, give me a knife so I can dig. If it hurts you, look away. If it hurts you, look away.
Mate, what a banging chorus.
Yeah, I like that chorus. The
It's
rest of it
really
needs
good.
some
When
work.
it,
but yeah.
when it, like, the song's great overall, but when it lifted to that, I was like, ooh, what's that? And then I thought, did I miss that? Was that just like a bit in the middle? And then it came around again, and I was like, wow, what a chorus.
Yeah,
really
maybe I
good.
should revisit that song and try and fix it up.
Definitely, mate.
I'm not sure about some of the lyrics, but with a bit of work.
It's great. Get it done. Set
Thanks.
yourself a little challenge. Again, lots of love in the comments, mate. Love it.
Oh, that's nice.
Great
Yeah, I
song.
felt. See, I must be some kind of adrenaline junkie to just throw in a last minute song idea that I've not played in years.
Yeah, that's something else, mate. I don't think I'd do that. I if someone had asked me to play a song that I didn't know or hadn't played for ages, I would literally just curl up and be so scared.
Do you know what I think it is? I think it's doing this over a live stream. I feel like it's just me and you,
Yeah,
and I can play it to you, and then I'll see how many people have watched this video afterwards and think, "Oh my god, did I just play that song?" I haven't
well,
played in
mate,
years."
put it this way, it worked perfectly. It was a 50-50 chance, and it worked in your favour. So,
Thank you.
right, I didn't even look at the Instagram questions. Let's have a quick goosey
Yeah.
gander at them. Oh God. No. Okay. Okay, so it says who or what got you into the industry. So we kind of touched on that a little, did we?
Yeah, I guess so.
In industry, it could be slightly different, I guess.
I
don't
think
know
I
if you wanna
explained in the
elaborate.
last video how I ended up doing it full time and stuff.
Yeah.
You can go and find the Matt Baxter.
The previous
live stream we
Matt
did
Baxter. Previously
3 or 4
on
weeks
Matt
ago.
Baxter. How do you... Oh, this is good, because this would be interesting to find out. So how do you handle mistakes whilst playing? Acknowledging them, or laugh, or hope no one noticed, or carry on? Because if you put yourself in a scenario where it's primarily a listening audience, there is no getting away with that.
There's no getting away with it. And I think, well, I was working on a cruise ship earlier this year, and part of the fun of that is getting to know your audience. They're on board for 2 weeks or
I
so.
remember you saying, yeah.
And so I see mistakes as a chance to connect with people. So sometimes I'll be in the middle of a song, I do a lot of different songs, and I might forget a lyric. And so I will pause the song. I might just continue playing a chord and go, oh my God, I've forgotten the lyric. Bear with me. And then
someone will shout it out.
yeah, someone might help me out. Someone might not. I might start singing the wrong line. I'll go, oh, what's the word it starts with? And suddenly I'm kind of having a conversation with the audience as the music is sort of paused on one chord, and then I'll go back in again. And sometimes that reminds people that I'm not a jukebox and I'm actual person there trying to do it. Yeah, and you can have fun with mistakes like that. I mean, obviously, if you're playing something, that's meant to be a bit more emotional and touching, you don't want to hit a bum note in the middle of that. But sometimes if it's bad enough, you got to acknowledge it, I guess.
It happens, doesn't it? It's
oh, do you know what?
I
I've
like
just
that.
remembered one of the worst bum notes I ever hit. So I just joined the band on tour in the States at the time. I'd just flown out to join them. Our first gig of that particular tour was in an American university college for a lot of students. And we got up and played, and I think one of the last songs of the night was something that had this big epic ending. And it had this huge slide guitar solo that I played. You can imagine like a big epic solo with loads of echo and stuff like that. Now the thing with it is I was using this very slide that night, and a friend of mine gave me it. It's made from real bottles of wine or beer in Italy or something. And it means it's got a slight taper. So one end slips onto your finger fine, and if you turn it the other way, it can go and just sort of stick on the very tip. And I played a bit of slide. I took it off, put it on the floor, and then next time I put it in the wrong end, and I went to do the solo, and it stuck to the top, just the very tip of my finger, and it was like swinging around because it's quite heavy. And so they just heard this noise like this, and the band looked at me with like just fear in their eyes, like, what's he doing? And I was just fighting with this loose bit of glass on my hand, and it made an awful noise. And I walked off the stage. I think that was the final song of the night. And the band just stopped me and went, Matt, what was that? Have you not been practicing? And I was like, mate, that was not a case of someone not practicing.
I just imagine you walking off stage and it's still on your finger and you can't get it off. It's like a Chinese trap.
It was almost like that.
Come on.
Oh, I died. And as it was happening, it seemed to go on forever. I remember feeling my face getting hot, and the rest of the band looking at me as this solo is just going on and on. It's just bum notes. It sounded like just a cat wailing or something.
And I bet you were trying to save it as well. Like you were trying. It's not like intentional, is it? You were like, okay, I can fix this. I can fix this, and it was just getting worse and worse.
But it's something about when slide guitar's played badly, it's particularly bad because there are no notes as such. You just slide anywhere, and it was just
really tickled me. That did
horrible. Yeah,
really funny. I've forgotten what I was going to say to you beforehand, but that was really funny. Well done.
Yeah,
I think I need a minute.
I think I need to shake that one off all over again. You know what I mean?
I want to hear that solo.
That was embarrassing. I mean, there's quite a few embarrassing moments like that. There's one you can look up on YouTube. If you look up a video of Scars on 45 playing on the Rock Boat, and there was a night there was a Rolling Stones themed night, and every band got up and did 2 songs by the Rolling Stones. It was really stressful because, as you can imagine a load of bands rotating, going onto the stage, plugging in 2 songs, then you're off. It was really fast, stressful, and I was playing Gimme Shelter, that's in an open G tuning, and I played the long intro. It's got a really long intro. Do you know that intro?
Not sure. Oh yeah.
And there's the voices going ooh, and a bit of piano and stuff, and it's a low build, and the audience, the excitement was building because it's an amazing Rolling Stones song. And it built up, and I flew into this guitar bit, and I realized I hadn't retuned my guitar to the right tuning.
Oh no.
And so I hit a note that just must have sounded like...
That sounded pretty good.
It sort of... that note rings out, and the singer's about to sing, and everybody's like, what is that? And you can hear me trying to find the right note. And it's just... And I've got it saved on my YouTube list just to... If I'm ever feeling like, God, Matt, you are shit hot, I go and find that video and go...
Crash back to reality.
No, you're not.
Remember that day?
I don't really sit around thinking I'm amazing. That's not
No,
what happens.
well, you are, but you should please post that out, or at least send me the link. I did start searching for it, and I was realizing that I can't put that up on screen right now.
I'll tell you what, I'll find the comments of this video, and I will link everybody.
Yeah, good
to that
idea.
thing, and you'll hear an amazing intro to a song completely ruined by me.
Great, sounds like a plan. Let's have a quick look at these other questions. So we have acknowledged the how do you handle mistakes pretty badly. What do you enjoy most about being a musician, and what do you dislike most?
Ooh,
We are.
I've been a full-time musician for a long time now, and it's hard to remember. There's that great moment where I've seen this happen since with other people. I used to run a music night in Leeds years ago, and I used to get a lot of musicians from the College of Music that had just started there, and they turn up with this excitement in them that's like, I'm a musician. I can actually call myself a musician because I've dedicated my life for now to music, and that's a great feeling. Being able to say that to yourself, I'm an actual musician. The downside, I would say, is when you say to someone says, "Oh, what do you do for a living, Matt?" And you say, "Oh, I'm a musician." And when I was younger, it was, if you were chatting up a girl in a bar or something, and she'd go, "Oh," and you can see the vision behind her eyes of you just being a stoner, sat at home, on the dole.
Isn't that what being a musician is?
And they just think, "Oh, so you're a waster then? Gotcha."
Yeah.
Right, yeah.
Okay, going somewhere else.
And do you have a real job as well with that? And people ask. I tell you what, right now during this lockdown thing, I might soon have a real job. Who knows?
Join Amazon.
Join Amazon.
Join Amazon. Work for Amazon.
All right.
Delivery driver.
I didn't realize I could just join.
Just join.
Membership.
It's a club. Okay, cool. Okay, these are based on your Instagram. The Instagram post, the picture that you put up says, "Have you always looked so good?"
We've got evidence to the contrary right here on your screen. So
you want to see it? Is that what you asked? What did you ask?
No,
Sorry?
I said there's evidence to the contrary right here
on
the
Sorry,
screen.
Yeah. I thought you wanted evidence of someone asking that.
It was a good day.
Yeah. And then the next one is do you ever get called attractive, Matt? I mean, sometimes I do. I don't know. No, I think that was still aimed at you.
Can you imagine if she went through life and no one ever said, "Oh, Matt, looking good."
Horrible, wasn't it?
And then one day they do it and you're like,
yeah. Oh my God, I love you. Cool. Okay, well, that's all the questions done for now. Although there was something that I wanted to put on screen because I quite agree with this.
Mm-hmm.
If that's the sort of stuff you were writing in college, I'd love to hear your writing now. I really do agree. I think the quality of those songs that you played was high.
Thank you.
Real high. Right, can we get one more final song? We have run over tonight, guys, and apologies, but we've just had a good old natter and whatnot. So hopefully you're happy to stick around for another tune, and then we'll sort of wrap up the show from there.
Yeah.
I was kind of talking to the people in the comments, but looking at you.
Yeah, I know.
That's a bit weird.
This has been really nice. I've got an Irish friend that he plays just long all-night sets at home, streaming them, and he's fantastic. I can't remember the link to his music page, Phil, but he's an awesome lad, and he plays all sorts of music all night long and has a kind of dialogue with the audience all night long. And now I can't imagine doing this without you, though, Matt. So if I ever did that,
I'll just be there.
I'd have to have people chatting to me in between and stuff. It'd be weird.
You can do it.
You're just talking to these bots, Russian bots, all night. I don't know.
Well paid Russian bots. Right, I'm gonna.
Do you mind if I throw in a cover at this point?
No, mate, you do whatever you want. I'm sure it will be gold either way.
It's another song I've never played before, you know.
Oh. Are you gonna? Yeah, you started messing about with a few ideas of maybe introducing pedals last time. Are you gonna do that this time? Or?
No.
Well, you've sacked off that idea. Okay.
If we do this again, I'm going to give you the
We'll
full
definitely do
pedals
it again.
show. I will have like loops and everything. I'll do the
Right,
full
you've
shebang,
heard it
right?
here. If you if Matt doesn't play loops and do whatever else, all singing, all dancing, then we can, you know,
We'll do a full high-tech
mad
show
at him.
next time.
a what?
A proper high-tech show
Oh.
with all the equipment.
Full production and everything.
Yeah.
Sweet.
Dancing girls.
Great.
Lights, smoke.
I look forward to that. It could be called the Matt Show, Amy said. Because I'll be involved as well, obviously.
Matt and Matt, yeah. We'll just, of
Matt
course.
Show.
We'll do it.
Right.
We'll figure it out. I'll get my people to talk to your people.
I don't have any
It'll happen.
people. You could your people could talk to me, and that'll do, because I have no people. Okay, I'll let you do your thing, man. Have a good gig.
All right. Cheers. This is a song by Jason Isbell. This is how you make yourself vanish into nothing. This is how you make yourself worthy of the love that she gave to you back when you didn't own a beautiful thing. This is how you make yourself call your mother. This is how you make yourself closer to your brother. Remember him back when he was small enough to help you sing. Thought God was an architect, but now you know something like a pipe bomb ready to blow. And everything you built that was all for show goes up in flames. Yeah, 22 frames. How you see yourself floating on the ceiling. This is how you help when a heart stops beating. Remember to the part of you that noticed every changing wind. This is how to talk to her when no one else is listening. This is how you help her when the muse goes missing. You vanish so she can go drowning in her dreams again. Thought God was an architect, but now you know something like a pipe bomb ready to blow. And everything you built that's all for show goes up in flames. Yeah, 22 frames. God was an architect, and now you know you're sitting in a black car ready to go. You made some new friends after the show, but you'll forget their names in 22 frames.
Beautiful, mate.
Thank you very much. Thanks for having me.
Wicked. Thank you for coming on, man. You've been a laugh a minute. I loved it. I really thoroughly enjoyed hanging out. I would like to just point out that there was another question that's just coming on my Instagram as well. It says, "How are you this handsome?"
Oh, okay.
It's getting a little creepy now, guys. But
Weird.
I think you've got. I'll send you the people that sent them just in case you want to take it further. And two of them were Casper, the guy, the magician on here. Anyway, Mate, it's been fantastic. You've sounded incredible. Please, if you can be bothered, get on with doing some lives because people want it. I want it. I want to see it. So
I'll try and get on it.
You should. Everyone's loving it. Any sort of final words? Anything you want to sign off with?
Not really.
Okay.
Not really. Keep safe, everyone. I'm looking forward to playing for real life people all over again.
Me too. Thank you so much, Matt. I've thoroughly enjoyed it, and you take care of yourself, and just
You
keep
too,
playing.
man.
All right,
You
dude.
too.
I'll speak to you real soon. All right.
See you
Bye.
around, mate. Cheers.
Thank you guys so much for tuning in. Tonight has been well needed. I've just needed a good laugh. It's been a long week, but it's Friday, and I think we've started the weekend off to a good, strong start. Anyways, if you're new here, please consider subscribing to the channel. If you've already subscribed, thank you very much. I appreciate the support. I'm trying to hit 1,000 subscribers by the end of the year, and it's kind of slowed down a lot, which is fine. I'm okay with that. I'd rather it be organic and, just a little bit at a time. But if you wouldn't mind doing it, if you haven't, then I'd appreciate it. And also, I'd just like to say thank you very much for being so active on the comments. It makes for a really a much better show, just having you guys talking and interacting and chiming in, and just whether it be writing a nice comment or sending over a question. It's great. It really does help. Anyways, I'm waffling. Have a great evening, and I will see you all tomorrow at 7. Take care of yourselves, guys. Bye.